Yeah, I've got two brothers. And they didn't take it well.
They didn't?
No.
He starts shouting fucking transgender across the whole platform. He's like, I fucking hate transgenders against my religion. Did you have any, like, transphobic experience?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Right.
It's usually the case, isn't it? When we are clocked, it's usually by men who spend their time on transport.
Exactly.
Well, I've been stalked 3 times from the tube to my place, and I was just so scared. Like, I was shaking. I was like, oh my god. So, hello.
There's different bra sizes. There's different size knickers.
Thank you.
Why can't we?
Thank you.
The word exotic thrown around a lot. They look at me and they're like, they just see sex. I know that. They do. Don't fall for love bombing. Don't fall for love bombing. Don't.
That's a good one.
Don't fall for it.
Can you tell me what was the biggest challenge of your transition? Hello everyone and welcome back to Trans Crush, the podcast where we dive into the stories, dating experiences and lives of trans women. I'm your host Pevi and I'm so happy you are here, whether you are watching or listening on Trans Crush or tuning in on Trans Crush exclusive over on Patreon, where we have deeper, unfiltered conversations without any censorship. Our today's guest is Lili St Jerry. Lili is a trans woman and a rising star making waves in the fashion and advocacy world. Her inspiring journey of self-discovery and resilience has made her a powerful voice for trans rights. Featured in the New York Times and speaking at impactful events like the Tate Exchange and London Pride Month, Lili is dedicated to raising awareness, advocating for safety, and breaking down the stereotypes that often surround trans identities. From partnering with Benefit Cosmetics to designing inclusive swimwear that received global recognition, Lili's work continues to empower and inspire. Hi Lili, welcome to Trans Crash.
Hi, Pavi. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm
How are
so
you?
excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here.
So proud of you.
Thank you. So I have a tradition here on the podcast with my trans guests.
Yes.
And that is a question, what makes you happy? So what makes you happy, Lili?
What makes me happy? Well, it's been a journey to find my happiness, but what makes me happy now is the most mundane, silly things, like watching a sunset or taking a walk in the park. That's my sort of happiness now. It used to be materialistic. Bags, shoes, all that crap, but now it's experiences, it's memorable moments, it's traveling, it's seeing amazing places and meeting amazing new friends, and yeah, just enjoying life.
What was your favorite place you've been to?
I just came back from St. Martin and Miami.
Beautiful.
So I had the best time. It was incredible.
So you must have like fresh memories and
yeah,
I want to come back.
I'm going back in like a month.
Yeah?
I'm going back. I
Addicted.
can't wait. I'm addicted.
Would you live there?
I would.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm going back. I'm like, I think it's time to move on from London. I think it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Miami.
Miami was fun. Miami lived up to every experience I ever wanted. It was incredible. The sun, the men. Woo! The men. Yeah, it was incredible. I loved every minute of it. The food as well. I'm not even a foodie, but wow, the food is so good there.
Fresher than here.
So fresh. Well, everything's fresher than here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the men too. Love it.
So tell me a little bit about your background, where you're from.
I am, and not a lot of people know this, I'm South African. I was born in Cape Town, Western Cape.
I didn't know that.
It's my hidden secret. I moved here when I was 8 years old, but I grew up there. I have a big family. And yeah, it was a crazy time living in South Africa with my mom and my dad. They had a very tumultuous relationship. So yeah, and then we moved here when I was 8, and then she married a new guy, and I spent 8 years in South Africa. It was amazing.
Is South Africa as dangerous as they say?
It is. It is. I mean, there's beautiful parts and there is safe parts, but with corruption comes drastic measures, and people are just trying to live. So it's extremist, right? So if you're in poverty, you're gonna do what you can. So yeah, it sadly is dangerous, but it's the most beautiful country. It really
I've
is.
seen photos from Cape Town, and I absolutely loved it. It's just like, it's always what you hear about that country, and like, you always hear like it's especially like Johannesburg or like the small areas, it's just very like dangerous. But then you hear this or see these beautiful pictures from Cape Town, and you're like, I really want to go there.
Yeah.
Do you go back?
I do. My mom has some houses there, so we go back. I think we're going back soon. She wants me to come back, but I'm like, I want to go to St. Martin. I'm like, I prefer it. It's a lot safer in St. Martin, I think. Yeah.
For trans people or in general?
Just in general. Yeah. I don't want to be unsafe anywhere.
100%.
I just can't.
No.
I can't risk it.
So when you were in Miami, obviously it was the red state at the election, and Florida, and like all you hear is the horror stories from Florida and stuff like that. How did it make you feel? How did you feel there?
Okay, so I felt safe. And I know it sounds stupid, or maybe to other people, because they live there. If people hear this and they live in America and they live in a red state, but I did feel safe. I also was with one of my best friends. She's my soul sister, Roxy, and she has a house there. But she does understand the aspect of that there's no safety anymore in America since the political changes happened. Since Trump's administration, there is this weird, eerie feeling. But we were fine. But still, it's just not
ideal.
It's not ideal. I mean, it was a great place to go, but I don't think I would live in America. I wouldn't live in America.
If you compare safety in London and Miami.
I mean, I wasn't there long enough to judge it. Do you know what I mean? I probably think that London is probably a little bit safer, to be honest, because it's not, the transphobia is not as outwardly in your face. In America, it's like they will just do what they want. I mean, we see the clips online and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Well, you're here now, so
I'm back.
Another question is, so you moved here when you were 8. Can you tell me a little bit about your childhood and then the first moments when you kind of knew you're on the feminine spectrum?
Okay, so my mom is the most glamorous woman you'll ever meet. If people think I'm glamorous, they should meet my mom. This is where I get it from. So when I was 3, I was on a shoot. I was a child model, and I was screaming and hollering. I wanted to wear the dress, like the party dress, and I was in the suit. And my mom was like, "That's okay. What's going on here?" And I was obsessed with Barbie. So there was this moment where my mom was like, "Okay, what's going on?" And I was 3, and I remember, I think my mom asked the question, like, "What's going on?" Because I was obviously having some sort of tantrum, and I was like, I want to be a girl. I was 3 years old, which is crazy because your brain's not even developed yet. Yeah. And I'm like, I knew I wanted to be a girl. So from then, that open conversation was fine with my mom. And I think she just waited for me to just be ready. I was very lucky. My dad didn't take it well. My biological dad. I have a stepdad. But my dad didn't take it well.
It's always the dads.
It's always the dads. But he spoiled me, so it made no sense.
He what?
He spoiled me.
Oh, he spoiled you.
Yeah. So it made no sense.
Maybe he still loved you, but he still maybe wasn't.
He just didn't get it, I think.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they never do they?
Yeah. What about now?
I don't talk to him.
Okay.
No. Okay. I refuse to.
So, and how old were you when you came out as a trans woman?
How many times did I come out? I came out 4 times.
Did you have like the first, like for example, me?
Did you have
I had the first, I'm a gay boy.
Yes.
And then I'm a trans woman 4 years later.
Yeah.
So how was it with you?
I did gay. And then I was like...
Straight again.
And it was like... maybe straight. And then I think I was like 16 when I was like, okay, I'm trans. Like I'm ready. Okay. And I was starting medically like you know, when you're like popping like a contraceptive pill and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be a girl, woo! And you don't do it. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But you start, and I was like 16 when I knew. Like I was like, I'm doing this. Like I'm not happy in this body anymore.
And your mum was okay with it?
She just knew. She was just waiting. She
she's
never
waiting.
pressured me to do like change or whatever. She just wanted me to, you know, be me. And just I was a very creative child when I was growing up. So it could have gone anywhere. I could have just been a gay guy. And like, because I was obsessed with designing, I was like into fashion and all that. So she was like, I don't know, I'm not gonna push it, and we'll see. But yeah, she was just waiting, and she knew, and I love that.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I'm the middle child, and everyone thinks I'm an only child as well.
Yeah?
Which is crazy. But yeah, I've got two brothers, and they didn't take it well.
They didn't?
No,
What about now?
they love me. They protect me.
How much time did it take to embrace it?
I think because we were so close, it took a couple of years. So the beginning of my transition, I actually stepped away from the family and did a lot of my transitioning alone. Yeah.
You know what? I think sometimes it's the best.
I think it was the
especially if your
best
family
thing.
doesn't support you, like you don't want to go back to the place where you should call home.
Yeah.
And feel safe.
Exactly.
And all you have is rejection and judgment and people.
Because you have
don't
that
even
out in the
respect you.
world,
Sorry?
right? You have that out in the world already. You don't want to come home and have
100%.
it, right?
Yeah. So I feel like it's really important from what I've heard people, like trans people's stories, that they had to leave the house to live their authentic, happy life. I really understand, because not everyone is lucky to have a supportive family. So I understand that, like, you know, why you did that.
Yeah.
Because you just know you're a woman and you just don't want to hear people, like, especially your family or siblings, dead names.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my God.
using the wrong pronouns and just
Exactly.
like not allowing you to live in peace.
Exactly. And yeah, like it's hard. And you don't also, you see the pain in their eyes and like, you're not trying to hurt anyone. Like you're just trying to live your authentic self. And like, it is hard to see your family like take it hard, because you're like, I'm just trying to be happy, you know? So yeah, that was kind of a big transition. Like, I mean, you literally transition your whole life. Like you're not just changing your body, you're changing your life.
But for everyone, we're all changing, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Some of us are changing our identities. Some of our, like, even like with cis women, like they are developing as well, like, you know, with their gender affirming care. And even men, they do their gender affirming care. And we just all develop and we all becoming the best versions of ourselves as we grow and get older. And some of us just change the gender.
Exactly.
And some of us, they don't, but they just keep trying to live their best life. And I think it's beautiful, because it's like, you know, life is never permanent. There's always changes, whether it's internal or external, but there's always something going on.
Exactly.
Now,
That was beautiful. Can we just like, jeez, love that.
Oprah who? Now, we met at a box.
We did.
In London. We were just saying before the episode, but it's been over 7 years now. How long were you working there for?
I was there for 5 years.
What made you start working there?
I actually was partying there all the time. I think I went there like twice a week. I went from like 2016 up until I started working there. And they all knew me. I was like that crazy, that was wild pie girl.
Regular.
I'm a regular.
Yeah.
A regular degular.
Yeah.
And one day, Society, she still works there. She said, do you want to work here? And I said, people work here? Like, I was like so shocked, because I was like, I've never saw anyone working.
Right.
So I was like, people work here? I just thought it was the bar people.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was it. I didn't know there was hostesses.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, you can just like be a hostess. I was like, what the hell is a hostess? Like, I've never heard about this in my life. Anyway, cuts to, I'm like on a shift the next day, like a trial shift, and I get the job straight away. And I'm like, okay, we're just doing this.
Talent.
Hotness. And it just changed my whole life. It really did. It was such a beautiful experience. Like the memories I have in that place and the friendships I have is so incredible. I wish everyone had a workplace like that.
Yeah. I know that Box is a very trans inclusive space.
It is.
And everyone is super protective there. When, I've been there many times, and whenever I had a transphobic incident that happened at the Box, they really helped me straight away, and there was just like no questions asked. I honestly, like, I've never felt safer in any other London venue than Box.
It's honestly the best place.
Yeah.
It really is. Not just for trans people, just queer people in general, or just people that are just different.
Different.
It's honestly, like, it's the most amazing place.
What I loved about it, the weirder you are, the more celebrated you are.
You are.
And if you go to other places in London, it's just like, the stereotypes, like just the basics, just the normal stereotypes of people. But if you go to the Box, there's everyone, and there's this beauty of inclusivity, and everyone, like, from gender identities to people's heights or body types or anyone, all the ethnicities. Like, it's just a beautiful, colorful, bright space, right? What was the highlight of your career as a hostess there, or like of your working life there?
Well, I didn't know I was making history in there. I was the first black trans, but I was also black as a hostess. It was the first one ever. It was such a big, it's a big thing. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
So when the girls were telling me, like, you're making history right now, I was like, what? Like this, I was like, I was just there partying. I was in there to like make history, and I thought, oh my god. And then I followed suit. All the other girls started working there, and like the hostess team has changed so much. Like even now, like there's
since the beginning.
Since the beginning, and it's just it's incredible to see the changes. And that place is honestly, it's incredible. I loved every minute of it. It was the best part of my 20s.
Was there any, like, did you have any, like, transphobic experiences?
Oh,
there?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course I did. But I hold my own. Like, I got a little temper in me.
Also, she's a Virgo. That helps.
I'm like Beyonce in the elevator. Like, my sister will do it for me. Like, I'm just watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, I was just wondering, like, I was going to ask you, like, how you react as a hostess working for a very prestigious club.
Yes.
How do you keep the cool? And how you just, like, stay professional while you're raging on the inside?
It is.
Also, I'm really wondering, because that's advice I really want to know. Something I want to know, and something I struggle with as well. How to keep my cool and how to stay calm and almost like, you know what? You're not worth my time or my anger. How do you deal with that?
I mean, the beginning, I was just so outwardly like, just like, I will ruin your life, like that sort of thing. Like, get the security, you're bad. Yeah. Like, I was like crazy with it. Like, get out, you're bad. And it worked. But then you realize actually, like, you're just giving them what they want. Yeah. They want that reaction from you. So you just learn. You just don't, like, the world already is so hard, and like to have, that's my safe space. That was my safe space. That's my work.
Sanctuary.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you're not gonna come in my space, so you just I would calmly walk over to my favorite security. He's gone now. It's really sad. Aww. He's in Miami actually. I'm really going to
become your security over there.
Exactly. And I would just call him and be like, can you just, and he'd be like, that's fine. But it is hard. It is hard, especially when it's a place of safety. It is. But thank God that the management and the security and everyone is just on your side, regardless. Yes. Like, it doesn't matter. Like you said, it's a really safe space. It's a sanctuary. It really is. But it took me a few years to get to a place of like, I don't actually care what you're saying. You just like me. You just want me. Get over it.
It's usually the case, isn't it? When we are clocked, it's usually by men who spend their time on transport.
Exactly.
Because a person who is not into us would never even
They
notice.
wouldn't even know. Women don't even know.
No.
Like, cis women don't, when they look at me, they're like, they don't know. And then I tell them, like, oh my God. Like, it's crazy. So like the men that call me out, I'm like, it's because
You know.
and you love it.
You know, exactly. I was gonna tell you this. Like, I got attacked on the tube
Oh my
2 weeks
gosh.
ago, and you know what was really funny? I even didn't say anything, so I know it wasn't my voice. It wasn't my body. I was literally covered head to toe on the tube. You could just see my head and my hair, and there was literally this guy talking to me, and I was just like, I knew he was drunk or something, and I just like pretending I was listening to music, and he was like, hey, and when I ignored him after the third time, he starts screaming, "You a transgender, aren't you?" And he starts drinking fucking transgender. He starts shouting fucking transgender across the whole platform. He's like, "I fucking hate transgenders, against my religion." And like, I was just like shaky because I was like,
Because you didn't know what he was gonna do.
well, I've been stalked 3 times from the tube to my place, and I was just so scared. Like, I was shaking. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then, but I didn't say anything. I was just ignoring him because I was like, ignoring is the best thing you can do. Because I was like, I don't want to get into the fight, and he will like throw me under the platform, and then the train will like smash. You know, like worst case scenarios. And so, and then I got on train, and then he got on the carriage after me, on the same train, but the carriage behind me. And then he got off 3 stops later, and he started screaming like through the window, like, "Bye, transgender!" Like, it was really like, I was so scared until I got home, because I was just so paranoid. Like, am I safe? Am I safe? You know. And then I was kind of like processing the whole experience, and you know, you started like blaming yourself, or like you just so hard on, because I'm always so hard on myself, and I'm always like, what gave it away? What can I do to prevent it next time? What can I do so it doesn't happen to me again? You know, and you started kind of like blaming yourself. But then like all of my friends, they were like, it's nothing to do with you. It was obviously a transphobe who is into trans girls, who is suppressing his anger and his emotions, and when he's drunk or high, whatever, he just projects his attraction and insecurities and anger and
projection,
self-hatred, I would say, as well, onto me. So I think that's a similar thing with anything, and with, you know, any doll that is going through who is a victim of a transphobic attack. It's usually the men who love us.
Exactly. I'm so sorry you went through that, though.
Thank you.
You don't deserve that.
I don't.
Like, fuck him. Oh, it like boils my blood. I hate it.
It's crazy.
It's
like,
just
you know,
so fucked up.
I reported it, and the police said, we can't do anything about it because there's no sound, and you have no witness. Like, next time you have to record it. But I'm just like, it always happens. Like, I've been attacked maybe over 5-6 times, and I've never was quick enough to take the phone out.
But also, it's like you're not gonna think, I'm gonna take my phone out and record this person.
No.
Because what if it gets worse? Like, that's the scary part. Like, you're already scared. Life. Like, you don't know what they're gonna do.
No.
Oh,
yeah. What do you do when it happens?
I if I'm drunk, I end up just shouting bye.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You love it. Like, I'm just like, I don't care. But when I'm like sober and I'm like walking on the street, because I hate getting on public transport. I detest it because the fear of when I was younger, transitioning, the fear of it, like the early stages, it comes back.
It's still there,
it's still, no, I don't think it will ever leave.
It's so real. It's
so scary.
I go through this exactly the same, like public transport or even walking to the shops, being stalked, because you just like, even if the stalking happens once in 100 times, you always think it's going to happen again. And the anxiety is like, am I safe? Am I safe? And you know what I realized? It's nothing to do with what I wear.
Oh, it's never about what you wear.
If it's a skirt, if it's not a skirt, if it's a tracksuit, if I feel ugly, if I have no makeup on, if I have a ponytail, if I'm covering, there's always someone who will attack you or who will like follow you and stuff like that. What advice would you have for girls or trans women who been harassed or stalked?
Oh gosh, I mean, I would take defense classes, especially now. Like, I'm gonna do that.
Sana.
I think
do it right now.
I think the girls need to be, and I wish we were allowed tasers in this country, to be honest.
We're not allowed?
No. Do you
I've seen it.
She's like, I've got one. It's pink and bedazzled. No, we're not allowed, but I think we should have them.
Yeah.
Or rape, like we need rape whistles. We just need, it's so sad that we even have to think about these things.
Thing?
A rape whistle. You know what a rape whistle?
I thought you said a rape whistle.
Yeah, that's what he said.
What's a whistle to rape?
It like alerts people that something's happening.
Oh, it's like a rape whistle.
Yeah.
So
like
you
blow
like
on
rape
it.
or something. And you
Well, if you're attacked.
You're attacked.
Yeah.
Right.
But we need, I
rape
think
whistle?
we need tasers, to be honest.
I
We
would love
do.
one. Or pepper spray. Is pepper spray illegal?
Everything's illegal now. Not in America.
I'm trying to think of my revenge.
I mean, I need one. But yeah, I think it's so sad that we have to even think about this. It really is sad. But it's getting scary with the political climate right now. It's getting really scary.
So do you think the political climate in UK here is influenced by the US right now?
I think they bounce off each other. And when he was elected, I just knew, as much as people think it's not going to impact us, we are the first demographic that gets hit first. Like, we will always be challenged. And
because we are the most vulnerable.
we're the most vulnerable. We're the 1%. But we're the most triggering. There's something about, I don't know what it is.
They're obsessed
we're
with us.
so upset. They're obsessed with us. It's crazy. So I knew once he was elected, we're fucked. Like, I was like, fuck. Like, it's gonna trickle down.
Impact the whole world as well.
And exactly. And it's already started. Like, it's crazy what he's done in like 3 months. I think it's been like 3 months. Yeah. It's like the laws that he's passed and the bills and all that stuff. It's just insane. And what was sad is seeing so many women like voting for this man, like praising him, and now their rights are stripped away.
You got what you wanted.
And now it's like, look what you've done. You not only did you take your rights away, you took away everyone's rights. You took away your children's rights. Like, it's just, I just can't. Like, watching that whole election process, and Kamala only had like, 90 days. I just felt so bad for her. I was like, she's not, like, you want her to win, but you just knew. There's so many red states.
Yeah.
There's so many red states. Middle America. It's like here with Brexit and all that. It's the same thing.
People were thinking that with Brexit it's gonna be much better.
It's worse.
Can you tell me what was the biggest challenge of your transition?
Acceptance. Acceptance. I think you have this vision in your head of what you want to look like. And when you don't have anyone to look up to trans-wise, when I was transitioning, there was no one in the media. There was no one. Like, it was crazy. There was no one in TV. And if they were, it was the most, like, obscene scene or in a show. Like, they would call her a tranny, and like she was like, she's a man. Like, it was horrendous. So that's what I grew up on. And then you get this vision in your head of like what you want to look like, and you just want to be a pretty girl. Like, that's it. Like, that's all. You don't want to do the extremeness or whatever. It's just about being pretty. And then it just takes years, and you don't realize why it's taking so long. But it's because the hormones need to like do what they need to do. And it's just, but the vision is so daunting because it's not coming into fruition that you're like, I don't like how I look. And it's just, it's hard, especially when you're young. And it's hard to like date because you're not confident, and it's hard to go, like we said earlier, like going to like the store or something. Like, you have these insecurities that people don't even care about, but you have these insecurities and you think everyone can see it. And it's hard. So yeah, I think acceptance. I mean, I haven't fully, like, it's not every day I feel good. I'm not gonna lie. And when people ask me like that question, like, especially young adults, and I'm like, babe, it's a journey. It's a journey. Like, it's every day. It's every day. It's a journey. Like, fuck me. When does the journey end?
When is it gonna end, right?
When does it end?
I know. Do you think the self-acceptance is getting better as you get some gender-affirming treatments, surgeries, non-surgical treatments? do you always think like, oh, this is the next step, and then I'll be feeling a bit better?
That's a good question. I now know because it's like, oh, okay, I've done so much.
Yeah.
You know
Do
what
you
I
feel like you're
mean?
kind of
I'm
like
like, I've done so much, but I'm still not happy. And I'm like, fuck, like, when does it? It's like a slippery slope. When
Is it
you
because
start.
you're not happy because you got aesthetic expectations of yourself, or is it gender
No, it's the aesthetic.
dysphoria?
It it's a bit of both. I love that. I love that question. That was good. It's a bit of both. It's the dysphoria still, and it's the trauma of transitioning when I was younger. And then it's all the work that I've had done, and I'm not still happy, which is so crazy because how I look now is what I always wanted to look like. When I was younger, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe, I look back at pictures, I'm like, I wasn't even that, like, I didn't even look bad when I was younger, when I was transitioning. I thought I was horrendous looking when I was that age. It's so sad.
You know, I think everyone has this, you know, we are so hard on ourselves. I would say especially women as well.
Yeah.
Whether you're trans or cis, you always feel like you're just like ugly and fat. And then like you look back at yourself in 2 years and you just want to give yourself a big hug because you see yourself with this like compassionate eyes, and you just like, you got so much love and compassion for yourself. But in the moment, when you look back, you know, you just hated yourself. And you know, that's something, as you said, like the self-acceptance. It's something that we all, whether you're trans or cis, I think everyone struggles with, because you've got such high expectations or gender dysphoria, and you just feel like, I'll be happy when, you know, I'll be happy when I got my facial feminization surgery. I'll be happier when I got my boobs done. I'll be happy when I've got my hair transplant, you know. In my experience, I can say that it helped me for sure. Like I always felt better after every treatment I got. So it's definitely helping. But again, has it ended? No. Is it better? Yes.
Yeah, I totally get it. I totally resonate with you. It's the more work I've had done, I'm like, okay, I do like how I look, but it's like, I'm still not happy. Like, not at my happiest, and it's hard. I don't know. It's a slippery slope. And then I'm like, do I get a facelift? Like, do I do something else? Like, do I tweak? Like, salmon sperm? Like, what's next? I'm gonna just be like full of injections by the time I'm like 50.
If it's gonna make you happier,
I love it.
vampire.
I love it. Yeah, but yeah, it's a slippery slope. It really fucking is. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that, I know you are very close to fashion. You said you loved fashion since you were little.
Yes.
You were designing the underwear brand, or you were...
I did a collaboration. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about it.
So I met Alba, the girl that owns the brand. It was through Larone, my manager at the time. We met at Black Lives Matter March, and we just got on like a house on fire. It was incredible, and I loved what she was doing with her brand. It was very like high end bikinis and stuff like that. And I'm like I love bikinis. I'm obsessed. And we just started talking about a collaboration organically. Like, it just was like, do you want to like design something? I'm like, okay, yeah. And she's like, no, but like for trans women. I'm like, oh my God, I love this idea. Like, I love it. So we did some prototypes. I did all the designing. We sent it off, got it shipped back to us, the whole thing. And then we launched it, and it was one of the best things for trans people that the positive outcome was amazing. And I didn't know that we needed it until I did the research, and I was like, we need this. We need to get this in Marks and Spencer's. We need we need this in stores.
Yeah.
But no one would pick it up, which is annoying. So you have to do like collaborations or have to sell them online, which sucks. It really sucks. But there's such a huge market for it that I'm like, why is no one actually doing, like, why is no one pick this up?
You know what? I was thinking exactly the same with, you know, like a Band-Aid?
Band-Aid, yeah.
Different colors.
Yes.
In the shops.
Yeah.
I was like, there's so many skin colors. There's so many, like, you know, when like Rihanna came with the 40 shades. And
Exactly.
It was like groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, it was 2019, I think 2018. Everyone was like, what has been everyone doing until now? And then you just think about like, if you go to the boots, you might, if you're lucky, if you go to the big boots, you might see maybe 3 or 4 shades, like dark ones. Yeah. But I'm just like, there's so many shades, and there is just like one beige band-aid for everyone. For everyone. So it's very similar with the trans underwear. Like, I know that not everyone is trans, or not everyone wants to tuck, or not everyone wants to use very dark brown shade of a band-aid. Yeah. But there are people
But there's people that need it. I mean, not everyone.
So hello.
There's different bra sizes. There's different size knickers.
Thank you.
Why can't we?
Thank you.
I always say, I've been saying it for years since I did the collaboration. We launched twice, and I was like, okay, maybe the second one then someone will. But no, it's like, I think it's a very political thing. It does come down to it, really. It is like people don't want to touch certain things because it's like bad for the brands are owned by bigger corporations. So yeah,
but I think it's the opposite. I think especially younger generation, our generation, because we are still young generation,
very young.
If you don't agree,
fresh,
turn the phone off. You know, especially our generation, we really appreciate inclusivity.
We do.
And honesty on social media.
Oh yeah.
So you can really see, I've noticed that the more inclusive the brand is, the more support they have from the public. And I think if any brand would say no to a trans collaborator or trans model, they would get cancelled.
They would get cancelled
these days.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I think is really good.
Which is good. Yeah, and that's a great safety net for the girls because of now. And I see a lot of the dolls modelling. I love it. Like, so many of them are modelling and they're taking over. And I'm like, yeah, we had this. We can walk. We've been doing this. We know how to do this shit. Like, we look better than most of you anyway. So
why do you think inclusivity is important?
I think it's important because the younger kids need to see that it's not just a one-way street of living. And I'm so glad that you can see different demographics thriving in industries that we didn't see about 15 years ago on TV, owning companies, like properties, like islands, I don't know, like all these things, like jets, stuff like that.
We can do anything.
We can do anything.
Yeah.
And we need to see that. We need to see the aspirational life for us because our living age is 35 demographically, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's not a normal.
I think it's 32 or 35 for Black trans women in the world. It's so sad. It's really heartbreaking, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
So my next question is a little bit about your dating. I know we're going to talk about dating without any filter later on Patreon.
I'm scared.
Where we really dive deep into your personal life and your experience with men. But little touch base about your dating now. Do you feel like you've been treated differently by men?
Oof. I mean, yes. I definitely feel the word exotic thrown around a lot. I started dating when I was like 16. My first boyfriend for 5 years. We were together for 5 years. He was but he also was the catalyst of how I treat my other relationships, because everything was based around material gain and how much you like. The way you treat me as a princess is the only way I'm gonna love you, which is actually so unhealthy. But he treated me like a symbol, like a, what do you call it, like a trophy wife. And I've had
it's a good feeling, right?
It comes with some dramas, like it does. So I've had to unlearn behaviors because men treat me with such, the way men treat me is very sexually based. They look at me and they just see sex. I know that. They do. Yeah. But then I'm just a girl. Like, I'm just normal. Like, I'm a normal girl. Like, I don't want to have sex all the time. But men see me like that because of the way I am, the way I dress, the way I walk, whatever, the way I talk. It's something. I don't know.
Sexual energy.
Yeah, I'm very I can't help it.
No, I'm the same. No. I've got very sexual energy, and I don't have to even think about sex
Yeah.
or attract sex all the time.
No.
But people just feel it, and especially like men feel it. And it's, as you said, like even if you're not in the mood, you're still sexualized.
Yeah.
Why do you think we're sexualized? Why do you think trans women are more sexualized than cis girls?
I might get killed for this. I think
Do you
it's
think it's a little
because
extra?
I think because we're so glam.
Yeah. Do you think I'm very like? Do you think we are like the epitome of
We're
femininity?
so feminine all the time. But this is because we're just naturally like this. We've always been like this, right?
And also, that's how we treat our dysphoria.
Exactly. That's the only way we can like go through life because it makes us happier. But men see that and they're drawn to it. So it makes them like, oh my God, she's so hot. Like,
Good point.
yeah. So I think it's definitely the femininity aspect because we always, even if I'm not wearing makeup and stuff, I still am put together. You know what I mean? Like I'm still wearing like leggings and a top and like I'm in gym wear or whatever. Like it's just the way we carry ourselves. I think that's what it is. It's definitely the femininity aspect.
Do you take the rubbish out with your heels on?
No, don't be silly.
I'm disappointed.
Maybe a slip.
With a little heel.
Yeah. With a very little.
Just in the little, like the flip flops with the little, the heel.
I used to love those. Oh my God. What are they called again?
I don't know, but they're very like 2000.
So 2000s. Yeah. Playboy. Love. Bunny Boiler. Love.
You love it?
I love it. I love all of that stuff. I love lingerie. I love wearing lingerie. I love it. I'm so feminine. Like I can't. Like even today, I was like, I'm gonna dress down. I'm like, I'm not dressed down at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
this is my dress down.
Like she's
I'm
still
wearing a
dressed.
wedge heel and like a bodysuit. I can't.
I love your heels.
Thanks, baby.
They're like very bright orange. They're beautiful.
Thank you. I mean, hello. It's Barbie.
Corporate Barbie.
It's corporate Barbie.
What's next for Lily?
Oh God. Okay. What's next for me? I definitely want to get back into designing. I miss it, but I want to design clothes again. I studied it when I was in college. I went to 2 colleges for it, and I used to design when I was younger. So I think I want to get back into designing clothing. I think I'm done with doing events, and yeah, I'm tired. I want to get married, guys. Okay, that's it. I just want to get married and have babies as well.
Nice.
I do. I think I'm ready.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to be a mommy. I
Aww.
want to do the school run. I know it sounds so sad. I want to
run.
do the school run. Like, how cute would that be?
I
Pushing
think
a
about it
pram.
sometimes too,
Right?
but only with the right guy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I don't want to live in this country anymore. I want to live in the islands. How cute. I need it.
I'll
just
visit you once. I'll visit you.
You're coming.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a room.
Amazing.
Love.
One last question
Yes.
for you. What message would you have for trans women dating?
Don't fall for love bombing. Don't fall for love bombing. Don't.
That's a good one.
Don't fall for it. It is. I know it seems amazing, but it's the most narcissistic form of abuse that you can go through. I think stay away from that. I've been through it. I've been through a lot of love bombing. I have. Yes. I think that's my message. Stay away from that.
I feel the love bombing is so good. It's so affirming for us because as we want to hear, and then we just really follow that voice and be like, "Oh my God, you just told me all these things I always want to hear from a man. I will be yours. You know what? I don't care about your toxic traits. I don't care about that you abuse me. I don't care about any of that because you just love me and I'm gonna love you forever."
And you do, and we do. We end up in the most horrendous relationships because of that initial love bombing. So yeah, girls, please, I'm begging you, save yourselves. Save yourselves.
I've got the same advice for men.
Okay.
But then I'm going to ask you this on Patreon. So if you're interested, go on Patreon right after this episode where Lily is going to talk about her dating experience and her maybe drama horror stories.
Oh my God.
We're going to find out everything from Lily's life without the censorship. Thank you so much, Lily, for being my guest today on my show. I really appreciate your time and thank you so much for sharing a little bit from your life and your experience.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
This has been a great experience.
Thanks.
Love.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And don't forget to go on Patreon, where on Trans Crush Exclusive, we dive deep into Lili's dating life and her advice for men who date trans women. And I'll say goodbye with one of our slogans. Are you stuck in traffic? Are you in a rush? Take it easy and tune into Trans Crush. See you next Thursday. Then it's hard to settle for less
and that's
inches. No. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about your the worst dating experience?
Which one? Like, men, when they get with me, they get possessive, which freaks me out because I'm like, what am I doing? He lied and said he was 25. He was 35.
Oh wow. And you start to think like, is it because of my transness? Is it because I'm not ready? Is it because I'm too powerful and guys are scared of that? Because I never thought of that until recently.
Yeah.
That guys are often very intimidated by
Yeah,
me.
they are.
You mentioned that you were also dating a trans man.
I was.
And I'm so curious about your experience.
I'm gonna get in so much shit if my friends find out I'm doing this. Out loud.
No judgment here. We listen and we don't judge.